Hi guys, how are you guys doing today? So here's the thing. This is a timely word for someone, another timely word for someone. But here's the thing. I received this word, not the full word, but I received this word a while back. I can't quite put my finger on the date. However, I do know that I wrote it down. And I heard the Lord whisper respect. Okay? Respect. And I told you guys in one of the other videos, I didn't know why he said that. And I wrote it down. I just left it there until I get the full word. I got the full word today, right? And it makes sense because I posted a video earlier, and the video is titled, It's Your Walk, It's Your Purpose, Not Theirs. As in, whatever God instructs you to do, you need to just comply to his instructions, be obedient, and let God guide your footsteps. Let him lead your footsteps to where he needs you to be, wherever is according to his will. I received the full word about like 20 minutes ago. And someone needs to hear this because whoever you are, I just want you to be patient with God. Be patient with God when it comes to your path and when it comes to your purpose. Because some of you guys, whoever this is for, you have been doing something for some time now and you feel like you're not being respected, whether it's your workplace, whether it's at school, whether it's an organization, whether it's ministry, whatever area you're in. It's like you're complying to the instructions that God has given you, but you're not receiving anything other than arrows aimed at you and you're not being respected. You will be respected. Be patient with God. Sometimes God will allow certain people to act out of control in order for him to show them about their own ways, in order for him to give them revelations about who they truly are, their ways, their heart, and what they need to work on. God has a way of surprising people. And when it's time for him to prep the table in the presence of not just your enemies, but those who may have doubted you, those who had no respect for you, he is going to shock many people when it's time for him to prep that table. All you have to do is comply to his instructions and be obedient. I know it's frustrating. You're doing something over and over and you're watching other people be respected. And some of these people, you may even think to yourself, how is it they're respected and they're not even working as hard as I am? Like, for example, in the workplace environment, you may be the one that's working overtime, doing all the work, taking extra hours, and you may be the person that's consistently working to where you may not even have a lunch break or a quick break. You have to rush to go to the bathroom. But your colleagues are gossiping, they're laughing, they're on their phones, they're on the internet, and you're noticing that they're more respected than you, but you're the one that's going hard for the company. And that's just a really good example I'm going to give you when it comes to not feeling like you're respected. Okay, you may be doing something where someone else is getting more engagement than you, but you're not receiving any engagement. Be patient with God because God has a way of revealing things to people. You have to also understand that when it is time for you to receive your respect, which God is going to make sure that you are respected, you have to understand that not everybody is going to respect you. You will receive respect from those who God has connected you with, okay? Destiny helpers, destiny friends, destiny supporters. God will bring these individuals to you and you will receive respect and support from these individuals, just like you will respect those individuals as well, right? But you have to understand that even when you are respected from people, you are not going to be respected from everybody because not everyone is going to like you, not everyone's going to agree with you. And there's going to be some people who genuinely don't like you, but they have no choice but to respect you. There's going to be those people as well. Okay. You have to understand something. It takes time and it takes patience to receive certain breakthroughs. Don't focus too much on the breakthrough itself, but just focus on being obedient and following God's instructions. Whatever he has told you to do, wherever he has called you to be, okay? He may have called you to a job, a specific job, and you may have said, okay, God, I quit that job. I'm starting this new job, but I'm being mistreated. People don't like me here, etc. God may have called you to ministry and you may be, arrows may be aimed at you. You know what I mean? Wherever God has called you, it does take time for people to warm up to you. Some people are very hesitant. Some people, they may, be skeptical of you. But that is where you let God vindicate you. That is where you let God be your advocate, be your lawyer. Let God be that advocate for your life. All you do is you continue to be obedient. And I'm telling you, God will lead the right people to you. Don't focus on who likes you, who doesn't like you. Don't focus on whether you're being respected or not. That is going to come organically and naturally. But I understand it's very hard, when you're watching people who are mean and horrible or whatever it is they're doing. You're watching these people be vindicated and be respected, yet you may have a good heart. You may be working hard and doing what you're doing, and it feels like you're not going anywhere. Be patient with God, okay? Every seed, every plant has its season to sprout, okay? Be patient with God. You have to also understand something. Do not watch what everybody else is doing, because some people have built their houses on sand, which means there's no longevity. God is wanting you to do things right, and to do things right from the very beginning, which means it's going to take longer than many other people. If you're actually doing it right, you're not rushing, you're paying attention to details, and you're just allowing things to go at God's pace, okay? I want to also mention to you, if you notice in the book of Daniel, right, remember, the king did not really respect Daniel right away, or, and until the king was able to notice that Daniel was able to interpret his dream and nobody else was able to interpret his dream. And when the king noticed that Daniel was able to interpret his dream, you notice how the king went from not really respecting Daniel, not really, having full confidence in Daniel, kind of doubting him, to all of a sudden loving him, to all of a sudden respecting him. You see what I'm saying? Similar situation with Joseph. Look how Joseph's brothers didn't respect him. But at the end, when Joseph was sitting by a king and helping a king rule Egypt, you noticed how Joseph opened back the door for his brothers. I'm pretty sure his brothers ended up respecting him because of the position that he was placed in, okay? You have to also understand that even with Potiphar, when Joseph was sold to Potiphar, Potiphar only saw him as, a slave because he was sold to him. But when Joseph started doing things for Potiphar, and Potiphar started to see how blessed Joseph truly is, and everything he touched turned to gold, Potiphar did respect Joseph until his wife lied on Joseph, right? But even when Joseph went to jail for something he never did, I'm pretty sure in the beginning they didn't respect him because they thought he was really guilty of that crime. But when they started to watch Joseph's ways and saw how Joseph really moved, and they started to see the fruits of the Spirit within Joseph, you notice that they respected him so much to the point where they allowed him to help rule the jail. They allowed him to help be a leader of the jail. You see what I'm saying? He went from a prisoner to being a leader in that jail, to being someone that makes decisions in that jail, because why? He was well respected and well trusted. Sometimes it takes people time to warm up to people, and sometimes you have to allow people to form their opinions about you, and you have to allow God to prove them wrong. Okay, so don't worry too much about when you're going to be respected, how it's going to happen, when it's going to happen, and how it's not fair. Focus on the instructions that he is giving you, and I'm telling you, it's going to come in due time. This happened to me as well. Look, I went from, having my, my realization of my gifts and deciding to accept the call, accepting to operate through my gifts. And people once called me crazy, said I was delusional, said I was hearing, demons, and, I'm not hearing from God. And guess what? God ended up showing people, those who truly know him, God ended up showing them who I am to him and how he is using me. And he has shown these people in the spirit. And he showed those who are deserving to know who I truly am, because not everybody is deserving to know who you truly are. Not everybody is deserving to know you as a person, because some people, they're not right in their hearts, they're not right in their minds, and not everyone deserves to know just truly how special you are, right? So you have to understand, and you have to allow God to bring in the right people, and you will be respected by the right people, okay? It does take time, but also remember, not everybody is going to respect you. Some people, they choose not to respect you for their own reasonings, and then there's some people who genuinely may not like you, but they do have no choice but to respect you, and they respect you, right? it just comes with time, and you can't worry about that. Just focus on what God told you to do. But you're not doing all this for vain. You're not working just for vain. You're not doing whatever God has told you to do for vain. Just continue to be consistent and continue to trust Him. Remember that a house built on concrete and a house that lasts is a house that is built right. And the house that is built right takes time. Okay. I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.